Bonjour, everybody, and welcome back to Ordinary Adventures.
We are in Paris, France for the first time ever, and we have only 3 days to explore the city. And we are taking you along with us as we try to see Paris's most iconic landmarks, from the top of the Eiffel Tower to the most famous museum in the world, the Louvre. We're going to explore as much of the city as we possibly can and learn a lot in the process. And as you know, Paris is one of the most famous food cities in the world. It's celebrated for its pastry shops, bakeries, and is the birthplace of many classic dishes. So along the way, we're eating our way through a list of Paris's most iconic dishes. Why don't you come with us on this adventure? So for breakfast this morning, we decided to go to Carette. This is near the Eiffel Tower. And this is an iconic Parisian patisserie. It's been here since 1927, and there's always a line here to get tables. What they're known for here is their decadent hot chocolate. It comes with this cream, and I'm about to try it for the first time. So when you sit down, they pour you a glass of hot chocolate. It's like this decadent, dark hot chocolate, and you're supposed to put globs of this whipped cream inside it and mix it around. That is so good. Decadent is the word. 5 out of 5 Peters. I'm just saying it right now. Ordinary adventure stuff. This is like a Paris classic.
That is unlike any hot chocolate that I've ever had before. Wow. They give you like this whole extra thing to pour it in, so you have a lot. We weren't really sure what to order, so we decided to get this brunch set menu where you could get your choice of the hot chocolate or some coffee. You get a croissant, you get eggs, you get orange juice, you get toast, you get a baguette. And I feel like that was the right way to go. We got like a good spread.
So at Carette, they're known for their hot chocolate, but they're also known for their buttery croissants. I mean, all over Paris are known for their buttery croissants. Oh, look at that. Let's try it. Very flaky. There's like many layers of flakiness here. It's buttery. 5 out of 5 Peters.
We also got a chocolate croissant because, of course, this might be the best chocolate croissant that I've ever had. I can't believe we're actually in Paris eating croissants, like with the Eiffel Tower like right behind us.
So the hot chocolate at Carette is hard to describe because in America, our hot chocolate is kind of like a powdered cocoa that you put into hot water. There, it was like dark chocolate that has been melted down, and it was just like so rich.
It was so good. I just got like an espresso, but pro tip, if you put the cream in the espresso, divine. 5 out of 5 for that entire meal. Highly recommend, and you were like steps away from the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, by the way, pretty expensive too. It was like $90 American.
Worth it.
But yeah, we're right around the corner from the Eiffel Tower. Right over here, there is a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, that's crazy to see. I can't believe, like, we literally just walked out of the restaurant and the Eiffel Tower is, like, right here. Because you couldn't, like, see it from where we were sitting, but you just, like, turn the corner and it's literally, we're looking at the Eiffel Tower right now. Like, what is going on? Is this real life?
I know. It's so beautiful in person.
Oh, my gosh. Crazy.
By the way, while we're here, we're trying to eat, like, the 20 most iconic items in Paris. And we get to check off the hot chocolate and croissants. Although I'm sure we're gonna have a bunch of croissants on this trip.
You guys are gonna get annoyed by me, but I can't believe we're here. This like feels unreal, you know what I mean? We're not on Soarin', we're actually here in real life.
So we flew into Paris yesterday and we were so jet lagged, so I slept it off through the afternoon and night. And today is our first real day here in the country of France. I gotta say I have 3 initial impressions about Paris. Number 1, it's beautiful. And number 2, everything's old and majestic. Number 3, I wasn't expecting. It's kind of dirty. There's so much like graffiti, street art everywhere. So I feel like if there's one landmark in the world that needs no introduction, it's the Eiffel Tower, but I'll give it to you nonetheless. It was created for the 1889 World's Fair, and this was the arch that you entered the World Fair. That's something I actually didn't know. So the Eiffel Tower actually has 3 different floors. So if you buy your tickets in advance, make sure you buy your tickets for the floor that you want to get to. And also, you can walk up the Eiffel Tower to the first floor if you want, but it seems like a lot of stairs to me. they also have a lift that'll take you up there. It seems like a better way to go.
This is nuts. It is so big. It is a lot bigger than it seems, but until you're here in person, like, I am blown away. And I'm a little bit nervous because we're going up to the top, and I'm just gonna try not to think about how high up we go. Since it's summer here in Paris, they have these misters. We feel right at home, right? Feels like we're at a theme park. Feels good. It's not even that hot today. Paris is huge. Wow, look at how much more we got to go. I already feel like we're up super high. It feels so good up here. Wow.
So we just took the lifts up to the second floor, and these elevators are insane. They're hydraulic lifts, which have like this counterweight system, which propels you up. It's like a 2 to 3 minute ascent up to the second floor. And originally, the operator of the elevator was on the outside of the vehicle. Nowadays, they're on the inside. But it's like a marvel of engineering that they made this possible over 100 years ago. I think the elevator itself has been replaced since then, but it's operating on the same system. It's so impressive. My pro tip is when you get into the elevator, go by one of the windows. Because not all sides of the elevator have a window, and you'll get a good view. So right now we're about 115 meters high. That's about 377 feet above Paris, which is good because that is low enough so you can still see the city's details, the streets, the rooftops, the bridges, the monuments, but it's high enough to give you panoramic views all over. They do have these binoculars that I think you have to pay €1 or €2 to use. I don't have the coins right now, so we can't use them. But I would say this is impressive enough, just like looking out over the cityscape. I didn't know that Paris had skyscrapers, but of course they do.
I love this sign right here that says, "Watch out for falling phones." I didn't even think about that.
Oh, from up there. I thought like it meant like your phone and falling over.
Oh, so make sure you hold onto your phone very tight.
And of course, when you're up here, they have an Eiffel Tower gift shop, which has anything you could ever want with the Eiffel Tower on it. They have a snow globe, they have a flip book, they have a Lego set, they even have a scarf. What my favorite thing is like the replica newspaper of when the Eiffel Tower was first built. That's pretty cool.
The real question is, what does the Eiffel Tower smell like? Oh, it smells great. Love it. This is such a beautiful city from above. And if you look closely, you can see a lot of like the major landmarks from up here, obviously. And you can see the Arc de Triomphe. It's like massive. I can't wait to see that in person. But wow, this is nuts.
Oh look, those are the lights on the side of the Eiffel Tower. I think those twinkle at night. We got to come back here and see that at night. I will say, as beautiful as of a view of Paris that you get up here, it's kind of weird seeing Paris without its most iconic landmark. Because
yeah, we're on it.
We're on it. So we're in the line for the lift up to the top floor of the Eiffel Tower. And we had a whole list of things we wanted to accomplish here in Paris. And one of them was we have tickets tomorrow to the Louvre, the biggest museum in the world. And I just looked at my phone, and it turns out they went on strike yesterday, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go tomorrow. But it's funny learning that while we're at the Eiffel Tower, the day before we're going to go. Second floor to the top is a lot smaller than the other one, but it's cooler. It's like all surrounded by glass, so you see everything. And then you get let off on the third floor, which is top floor. This is 276 feet up, and the view stretches 60 kilometers on a clear day, and it is a pretty clear day today. So right now we're in an enclosed area, but there are some stairs to bring you up.
And of course, up here you could buy yourself a glass of champagne for 25 euros. Worth it. It has a little Eiffel Tower on there. It is plastic, but I'm probably going to keep it just because why not? Oh, so good. Drinking champagne in France, 5 out of 5.
I love how the flute says champagne.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. It does taste better.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it's in my brain. So on the top floor, you are definitely higher up. You could feel it. My knees are like weaker. My ears popped as we went up the elevator. But I will say it's a little bit more claustrophobic up here because there's less room to walk around. There's more people. And I feel like you got to see more of the street level from the second floor. So I think the second floor is my favorite, but I think Kitra disagrees with me.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the second level if you could get a glass of champagne. So therefore, the top level is my favorite. And I think I just spotted the Notre Dame.
This is cool. So Gustave Eiffel, he's the guy that created the Eiffel Tower, hence the name. He created a private office on the top of the Eiffel Tower. So this private little apartment is where he used to host prestigious guests like Thomas Edison. They actually have a recreation of that meeting. And Walt Disney did actually come up here in 1949 with Lillian Disney and was said to be inspired for his own secret little apartment
yeah.
in Disneyland.
That's cool.
Yeah. Isn't that a cool piece of Disney history?
That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, originally the Eiffel Tower was actually painted red and yellow. And Parisians hated it. They called it an eyesore. But eventually, they came to love it, and it's become an icon of their city. Now it's brown. It got repainted brown, in different shades of brown over the years. But I think a few years after it debuted with the World's Fair, it was painted brown. Kind of like the red, though. So we took the lifts down to the second floor, and now we're descending with the stairs, which I would kind of recommend because walking downstairs is pretty easy, and you get another view of Paris from the stairs. It's kind of creepy from this view, though.
Oh God, you can feel it shaking. Oh, it's because the elevator's coming up. Maybe that's why.
Oh, I think that's right.
Oh my God, you can feel it shaking. Oh my God. One person waved at me.
So during World War II, they actually cut the cables to the lifts because they didn't want the Nazis to take over the tower, which is kind of cool. It's smart, yeah.
And now we've made our way down to the first floor, which isn't the ground level. There's actually a first floor that has a glass floor that you can look down. So let's go find that.
Yeah, we're closer to the people here. As you can see, they kind of look like ants.
What is this? A city full of ants? Can't really see through this one. It's very hazy, so I'm okay with it. Just vaguely see a bunch of little people down there. Seems like there's a lot of restaurants and stuff on this level, places where you could just chill and look out. I'm a big fan of this level. It's not that crowded, there's benches everywhere, and it's not that high up.
So one of the Ordinary Adventure rules to international travel is to pick an activity on your first day of your trip that lets you see the entire city. We love to pick observation decks, or the Eiffel Tower, but it could be a river cruise, could be a big bus tour, but it's good to get a sense of the layout of the city that you're gonna spend that week exploring. I looked it up, over 330 million people have visited the Eiffel Tower, more than any other monument, and now it's 332 million and two. By the way, when you leave, there's all these people selling these souvenirs, and did you notice they're all on these blankets? That's so if the police show up, they just grab the blanket from four sides and run.
I mean, that's how you gotta do it, right?
Gotta make money somehow. So right near the Eiffel Tower is the Pont Alexandre Trois, which is basically very bad French, but it means the bridge of Alexander III. And it's basically the most ornate bridge in the city of Paris.
So certain statues, I know if you rub them, it'll bring you good luck or a long life or a good love life, or I don't know what this one is though, because it seems like people have been rubbing his toe. Do you think this means you'll have a good day and your feet won't hurt after walking if you rub this?
Sure.
So we're walking 20,000 steps each day, so I need all the good luck I could get.
Why are people defacing his nipple?
I don't know.
So we've kind of gone on a walk. We walked through these gardens. We saw this sculpture by Jeff Koons, the bouquet of tulips. It's in memory of the people that we lost in 2015, 2016 in the terrorist attacks. The bouquet is 11 tulips, and the 12th is signifying the ones we lost. And now we find ourselves in front of Place de la Concorde, and there's this huge 3,300-year-old Egyptian obelisk. This was gifted from Egypt in 1831. And apparently it originally stood in front of the Luxor Pyramid in Las Vegas. No, the one in Egypt.
I was what?
But yeah, look at the hieroglyphics on it. It's pretty cool. And there's like this fountain, this very ornate fountain.
So the backstory of this plaza is actually pretty morbid and pretty gruesome. This is where they used to do a lot of the beheadings with the guillotine. Very famous kings and queens, Marie Antoinette, you name it, they all got their head chopped off right over here, which is kind of crazy that they used to do that. Like, that is nuts. But yeah, so if you were gonna get your head chopped off, you'd do it right over here back in the day. But they don't do that anymore, right?
Yeah.
It is so surreal to be standing in here. This place is massive. I love that there's like this little water area with chairs that you could just sit there and like relax. And it smells like lavender in here because there's all these lavender flowers and the wind is blowing it just the right direction. It smells so good. Lavender always reminds me of like my grandma and my mom. So I could like smell the lavender as we were walking in and it made me so happy.
Another thing I've learned about Paris is there's a lot of parks and gardens all around the city. And it seems like the people here really like to take it in. There's a lot of like picnics going on, a lot of lounging, a lot of like just hanging out. I kind of am jealous as someone from Los Angeles. We basically just got Griffith Park.
And now we'd like to thank Epicka for sponsoring this portion of today's video.
When we travel internationally, we always get asked, how do you charge all your devices, especially when we're in a hotel room like this that doesn't have the normal US plugs? Well, we've been using the Epicka TA105C travel adapter. Epicka is actually the #1 universal travel adapter brand in the United States, and you can see why. Their new TA105 series adapter works in over 200 countries, so whether you're headed to Europe, Asia, Australia, you're covered. Plus, it lets you charge up to 6 devices at once. That means we can charge our phones, our cameras, even our laptop, all get powered from just one outlet. And one thing I love is it's pretty small. A lot of universal travel adapters are huge and bulky, take up a lot of space in your luggage.
And speaking of travel essentials, we got to try out Epicka's brand new Trip Cozy compression packing cubes, and I'm obsessed. They're not just packing cubes, they're a better way to pack. They actually protect your clothes with a double layer design, which is built for heavy travel, and they have an antibacterial lining that keeps everything inside clean and fresh. Plus, they compress your clothes so you can pack more and fit more stuff. We do carry-on, so every inch matters. I love the mesh panels so you could see what's inside, and they have these super convenient grab handles, which makes unpacking at the hotel that much easier. There's no unpacking mess. The cubes are perfect to organize your clothes in a drawer. Epicka has a special discount link in the description down below just for our viewers, so if you think this is something that you need on your next adventure, check it out.
And of course, you can always search Epicka on Amazon and see more of their travel gear.
A big thank you to Epicka for sponsoring this portion of today's adventure, and now back to Paris.
3 o'clock and we're getting hungry, so it's time to grab some food and cross another iconic Parisian food item off our list. By the way, did you know that the French invented the restaurant? I learned this in our research for this trip, that basically the word restaurant comes from the French word restaurer, which means to restore. In 1765, there was this guy named Beaulaiset who opened a business in France, but before then, basically you just ate at home, or you stayed in an inn that also provided the business of serving you food as well, included in the price. But there was not a place that you could go and look at a menu and order off the menu and get food. So thank the French for restaurants.
Right next to this park, we found a place to eat called Happy Cafe. You can get a bunch of stuff here, including crepes, you can get sandwiches, and we found this place off of Google. It has high ratings, people seem to love the owner, and I love the presentation of my crepe. I got a ham and cheese one, and it smells so good. And they actually drew the Eiffel Tower on the plate, and they wrote love on it. So, you know, we are in the city of love, so nothing says love to me like a cheese and ham crepe. By the way, is it crepe or crepe?
I always call it crepe.
I feel like we're just gonna say everything wrong in this video. We're trying, okay? This is so good. It's so buttery and the crepe is so fluffy. And I feel like ham and cheese is like the perfect thing to get in a savory crepe. It just hits the spot. I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything, and I know this is the first crepe that we've had in Paris, but I think this is the best crepe I've ever had in my life.
And because Kitra decided to get a savory crepe, I decided to get the sweet crepe. I got myself banana, strawberry, and caramel. And mine doesn't have a drawing of the Eiffel Tower on it, but it still looks good. We've been doing a lot of walking today, and I feel like this is a sweet, delightful reward at the end of the tunnel for all the tourism we've been doing today.
Dude, how it like hits the spot.
It hits the spot, and you know what? Eating it on the side of a street in Paris Like, just gives it an extra, like, Peter, I think.
Oh, wow, does this get 6 Peters?
I was gonna say 5. I'd say that crepe alone is like a 4 Peter, but eating it on the side of on the street in Paris, 5 out of 5.
So we just met the owner, and he calls himself Tom Cruise. He has so much character. He's so funny, and he just gifted us some like chocolate pudding. So thank you, Tom. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. This is so rich, and it's very, very dense. It almost tastes like a chocolate ice cream. I want to put it inside of a crepe.
I was just looking at the reviews of this place on Google, and I swear half the reviews are about the owner, Tom Cruise, and how handsome he is and how funny he is. And this is hilarious. I feel like if the real Tom Cruise is ever back in France, he needs to come to this place and say hi to Tom Cruise.
And I'm a good dancer.
If you are coming to Paris and you're in this area, come to this place, hang out with Tom Cruise, get a delicious crepe, get some Coke Zeros, sit down, relax, you'll have a great time. He's so funny.
So we hopped on the subway line and we headed to Montmartre. This is one of the most atmospheric, iconic neighborhoods in Paris. It's part historic village, part bohemian legend, part postcard perfect movie set. You might remember it from the movie Amélie, which Kitcher rewatched on the plane ride here.
Yeah, I had to get in the mood. I love that movie. I forgot how good it is. And you know, I like to play this game every time we go to a new city. I like want to move there. At first, when we were at the Eiffel Tower, I was like, oh, I want to live in one of those apartments like right below. Changed my mind. I want to live here. This is where I want to live. I want to live in this cute little village. It is so, like, this is what I think of when I think of Paris. You know what I mean? Oh, it's beautiful. We just got here.
So a little bit of history here. Originally, this was a village outside of Paris, and then it got annexed in 1860. In the late 19th century, it became the epicenter of the bohemian art scene. So basically what that means is a lot of painters and artists lived here, including Pablo Picasso and Vincent van Gogh. Every restaurant in France that I've seen looks amazing. Like, I want to dine at every single one of them, but it's kind of like Japan where there's like a billion of them and you couldn't dine at every single one of them.
Speaking of the movie Amélie, we found the cafe where she works, and I'm not 100% certain, but it almost looks like they use the inside for filming too. If you've never seen Amélie, watch Amélie. It's so good. We decided to come inside, order some food, and this was 100% shot here. You could just tell. And I love that there's like a giant Amélie poster in the back here that's signed by the director. And if you notice over here, there's a little TV with a bow on it, which is a reference from the movie. And speaking of references from the movie, one thing that Amélie enjoys is cracking open a creme brulee. And of course they sell that here, so I had to order it. There's a nice crack to it. This is so good. Although I do think it is kind of a gimmick. It's a little bit overpriced because, you know, we're eating Amélie's favorite dessert at her restaurant. It's perfectly caramelized on top, nice and toasty and butterscotchy and caramelized crystal. I know that I'm saying like everything is the best because we're in France, but like I really do think this is some of the best creme that I've ever had. Okay, don't judge me. 5 out of 5. Come to Amélie's restaurant and get Amélie's favorite dessert. Down at the bottom of the hill is where you're going to find the world famous Moulin Rouge. This is the historic cabaret show, and it still has shows to this day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get tickets, although I would really like to see a show there. But it's crazy to see this in person, one of my favorite movies, and I'm going to keep saying this, but it's crazy to be here. Like, I've seen so many photos of it and stuff, and we're standing right next to it.
Okay, so I know I'm gonna get roasted here for saying this, but every one of the train stations here has this Metropolitan sign, and it's in this Art Nouveau style, and it's so iconic. But we've just been at Epic Universe in Orlando, Florida so much recently. When you first step into the Wizarding World of France there, they have those signs. So yes, I'm the guy that goes to like Japan and is like, I know this from Epcot. Listen, I get it. But still, when you go to the place from Epcot, you're like, this is from Epcot.
All throughout the city, they have these public toilets, which I thought you had to pay for, but this one's actually free. And you just wave your hand in front of it, And it says that you have like a 15-minute max in there. But I also noticed there's this map here that tells you where they all are throughout the city. And also where there's like fresh drinking water and stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
By the way, right here, you can also get fresh drinking water.
I have like bathroom anxiety and I always need to know where a bathroom is. And I love that there's a map that tells me. Look at how many there are. There's so many.
Kendra freaked out. She was like, we need to go back to the hotel before we go to...
I know, because like I always, listen, I'm weird, but like whenever I'm in a new city, I just need to know. So I appreciate that Paris has these all over. But the 15-minute max is a little bit stressful because like, I mean, what if we need more than that? Okay, some people need time. But anyways, I just thought that was cool. Like I thought you had to pay for it, but this one's free, so that's nice.
So we were walking around this area and I came across this restaurant that had this windmill above it, and I looked up online. This windmill has been here since 1622. So basically this hill was filled with windmills, which explains why Moulin Rouge has a windmill above it. So that was like all over this area. Oh, that's funny. They even have a windmill made out of macarons. They got some dogs here, but no Frenchies.
What
Why,
the heck?
Yeah, why is there no respect for Pixel?
I actually saw the best souvenir that I've seen so far, and it was a magnet that was shaped like the Eiffel Tower, but it was made out of baguettes. I regret not buying it.
Or how about the Eiffel Tower on top of a macaron?
And I also saw this little girl, and she had a purse, but it was in the shape of a croissant. So we gotta find that. If we can find that, I'm buying it.
Every little street up here is so cute. We finally reached the square. It's very popular. It's where people like to paint. They do caricatures, they do portraits. There's like tons of artists up here selling their wares and selling themselves to paint your portrait.
Yeah, I love that. That's a fun like souvenir. There's a bunch of restaurants up here too.
Yeah.
So this would be a nice place to like grab something to eat and chill. Although I will say it is quite the hike to walk up here.
It is.
It's like at the top of the hill.
But guess what? We're going to see a view in just a few minutes.
Better be worth it.
It will. I didn't realize this, but the place we got the hot chocolate this morning, Carette, has a location up here. I think the one that we went to was the original location, but you can get yourself some hot chocolate and get some art right up here. So you know we love art. We collect a lot of art. We found this artist over here that had the best Paris art. It had like these pops of neon color.
You know Peter loves neon, so we couldn't resist. We picked one out. It was hard to choose which one, but I think we wanted one for this specific area since we bought it here. But isn't it pretty? I love like the bright orange and all the little speckles in the trees. It's so cute. Good job.
And the best part is it was only 20 euros, and you get to support some art, and you get to bring back home a souvenir.
I've been doing this for a few years now. My father is painter for 30 years. And then I continued he learned me everything, and then I continued in his way.
Peter got himself some art, and I found a piece for me right here. Which one is better?
And speaking of art, the street art scene is pretty big here in France. If you've never seen Exit Through the Gift Shop, shut off this video right now and go watch it. It is the documentary that was made by Banksy, but one of the characters that follows in that film is a street artist from France named Invader, Space Invader, and he has his art all around Paris. I think there's even an app where you can actually find the locations of the art, but it has like this very like 8-bit style, and I love it. They also love their stickers here, and we added one right to the wall, right there.
As if I didn't love this area enough, we found a freaking French dog park. And I see a Frenchie in there. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Composing, hallelujah. You gotta come on. Sing your flag on a moment of love is not a victim, but it's a cause, and it's a broken. Hallelujah. Come on.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, thank you.
We're ending our day with a beautiful view of the city. This is the highest natural point in Paris. I love the vibes up here. You've got a singer playing music. Everyone is just sitting, looking out at the city. Beautiful weather. There's these like lockets everywhere with people's initials on them. We almost bought one, but we didn't. Maybe next time. But just look at this. Isn't it lovely?
Okay, so now it's time for dinner, and we're going to a place called Fric-Frac, and they are a gourmet Croque-Monsieur place, which is basically like grilled cheese, right? And as you know, I am a connoisseur of grilled cheese, so we have to check this out and cross it off our list. So almost the entire menu at this place is Croque-Monsieurs, but it's like their inventive gourmet take on them. Like some of them have like truffle oil, salmon, duck confit. By the way, we found out about this place from a YouTuber named Lucille. We met her on Wonder of the Seas. So if you are coming to France, check out her channel because she has a lot of videos with good recommendations. So I ended up getting the Mamselle. This is on 5-grain bread. It's cloth cooked ham, Mornay bechamel sauce, and Grand Cru Emmental cheese with a soft boiled egg. And I think the soft boiled egg is what sold me. And I also got a side of French fries. The French fries looked like they were like freshly cut and cooked. Okay, let's try to eat this and not make a mess. Oh my god, look at that.
Wow.
How good does that look? This is so good. It feels like home. Even though I've never had anything like this, usually when I have grilled cheese sandwiches, it doesn't have ham in it. I know Croque-Monsieurs like have ham and cheese usually, but it's like the bread has been buttered, the grain gives it a little bit of texture, and that egg, perfection. 5 out of 5 Peters. I'm just saying it right now, Ordinary Adventure Star. Kitra was just saying that she wishes we stayed around this area than the area we actually stayed at.
Yeah. Listen, it's really cute over here. I like it. It's a vibe. And by the way, it's like 9 p.m. right now, and it is still, the sun is still out.
It's my favorite thing about
It's amazing.
It's great.
And it feels so good. I don't want to go to bed. I'm going to stay up forever.
By the way, restaurants here don't open until late. So dinner time starts at like 7 p.m. And like some restaurants aren't even open before 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get dinner, remember that.
Paris is lovely in the summer.
It is the next morning, and we are headed to the Louvre, which we hear might actually be open. We took a quick stop for breakfast at the French Bastards. This is a place that opened in 2019. 3 friends opened it. It's now become kind of a chain here. It is a bakery, and all the food there looks so amazing. So many like baked goods, even like bread. Everything looked so good. But I got myself the focaccia burrata. This is like a sandwich. I kid you not, it's probably the best thing I've had in France so far. It was just like a delightful mix of cheese, pesto, and tomato. And the bread was just like perfecto.
And I just got myself a ciabatta bread pretzel that had mozzarella and black olives. Freaking delicious. Loved it. So good.
I just really like the vibe of this place. It's like hip, trendy. Everything's in black. It's not trying to take itself too seriously. The other day when we came in, before we crashed out because of jet lag, we stopped there and got a croissant and got this like cinnamon roll thing that had like a cookie on top of it. It was so good. Highly recommend the French Bastards. And now let's see if we can get into the Louvre.
I feel like this glass pyramid is so iconic. I didn't even realize that this was a palace or a fortress before today. I literally have just always known about the glass pyramid. So I feel like I'm learning so much, you know? It's so pretty.
Well, you're gonna learn more once we get into that.
Yes, today is all about history. On a real note though, I would love to learn more about the history of France. Because I feel like being here, I wish I knew more, you know? So you know how when you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, everybody takes that photo where it looks like you're like holding it up? Here, you gotta look like you're pinching the top of the pyramid.
A little bit down. A little bit to your, no.
Am I pinching it?
Yes.
Hey! Look at me, I'm doing the thing. Hey! Okay.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, did it look cool?
People actually like stand on these things, but we didn't want to stand on them.
Yeah, I don't want to break my other ankle. But did it look cool?
Sure.
Hey!
So the Louvre is not only the most famous museum in Paris, it's the largest and most visited art museum in the world with over 10 million visitors per year. It's massive and it's so overwhelming. So there's 35,000 works of art on display at any given time, and I think there's like a couple 100,000 in the vaults that we can't even see. And they say that it's so big that if you spend just 30 seconds looking at each work of art, it would take over 100 days to see everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think that's my problem with it, is there's just too much to see and take in. You know how hard it is to find something on Netflix when you're like trying to watch TV? And you're like scrolling through the tile after tile after tile of movies and TV shows. Imagine that, but times, 10,000. And then every single tile has 30 people in front of it trying to take a photo, trying to take a selfie with it.
I feel like, there's no sense of personal space in there. People will just like nudge you out of the way to like take a selfie with stuff.
Yeah. And this place was originally built in the 12th century as a fortress, and it was transformed into the royal palace and then finally opened as a public museum after the French Revolution in 1793. So this place wasn't built to have this many people. It doesn't have proper AC. So in the summertime, like we're here during peak summer, it was hot.
All I kept thinking while we were in there is like what it must have been like to live in there when it was a palace or a fortress, and just like how overwhelmingly big it is. It's just never ending.
We were getting lost, and we had a map of the place. There's so many massive rooms, hallways, bigger than I've ever seen before. There's paintings so huge. Like there was one that like dwarfed Kitcher by like 20 times.
Yeah, when I was in college, I studied art history. So it was really cool to see a lot of these paintings in real life. And it's just wild how big some of them are. Like I just can't wrap my head around it.
Everything in there is incredible. It's some of the best art in the world. And it's funny because there's signs in every room directing people to the Mona Lisa, which you have to, it's like the end of the maze. It's like the carrot at the end of the maze, trying to get the masses to that thing.
Thank
that they
goodness there were signs though, or we never would have found it, right?
Yeah. Once you get to the end of the maze and you find the room with the Mona Lisa, it's this gigantic room. The Mona Lisa is on one wall at the end of the room, and the room is surrounded by other paintings that no one even cares about because like, they don't even look at it. They're just on the side.
Everybody just wants to see the Mona Lisa, including us. We like stood in the massive crowds. It was very unorganized. I thought maybe they should have a line or something.
I mean, I
don't know how they would do that, because then the line would probably stretch the entire museum.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody wants to get their selfie with the Mona Lisa. I did it, so I'm
You
just
did.
yeah. She's like the most famous celebrity on the planet because everybody's literally just in line there just to get a selfie with her.
It was cool to see, honestly. Now we could like say that we've seen it, and no one will ever know the crowds that we stood in to get our one photo.
I will stress upon you, it was worth going to, but this place is extremely overwhelming, extremely crowded. If you cannot handle crowds, probably pick a different museum. There's probably other better museums that might not have the level of artwork that this has, but like gives a spotlight on the prime pieces of artwork that they like. This just has too much prime.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of places to sit, and you can't eat or drink, obviously, in the museum. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, we were hot, and like we
were in there for a few hours, and I was like, we needed to go back to like the central part and like get a bottle of water, because it was just like too much. I guess what I don't really understand is, why is everyone naked in all these paintings? Like, why? Why are they all naked fighting each other in this painting?
I don't know, you'd think they'd be wearing armor or something. So if I have any pro tip for you, is go online. We found a list of like the biggest pieces of artwork that you need to see when visiting the Louvre, and kind of map out, like, in this section we'll see these 3 things, and then we'll also discover some stuff along the way. But like, if you're just walking through that place like I don't know, we were frustrated for a little bit.
But you know what I love discovering?
What?
Is like all the jewels and like the crowns and stuff. That was so cool. Like to see that, just massive pieces of like jewelry, like crazy. Imagine wearing that and living here back in the day and just walking around in your cat. Like, I can't even. That's too much.
Anyways, we only spent a few hours in there. I think you could spend a whole day if you were like really into that kind of thing. And I don't think we could have handled more than a few hours.
No.
But I'm glad we did it. But I think next time we come to Paris, we're probably going to go to another
Yeah, I feel
museum.
like that was a one and done. We came, we saw, we did it.
You know, we don't do a lot of museums on the channel because it's very hard to present them in a vlog because there's so many people looking at the stuff. You don't want to be talking.
Yeah, you don't want to be like
exhibits.
obnoxious.
You don't want to be an obnoxious vlogger like on the clue that they're selling there.
Well, we also wanted to show you what it's really like. Like, if you're coming and you really want to see the Mona Lisa, just be prepared that it's gonna be a little bit of a madhouse.
So when I was younger, I was a little bit obsessed with the Da Vinci Code series of novels by Dan Brown. And one of them, probably Da Vinci Code, takes place in the Louvre. And there's like a mystery that they're trying to like solve, and like they have to go underneath one of the pyramids, and it turns out it's not the pyramid in the square, it's like the inverted pyramid that's in the wall area. And we found the
You
inverted
found
pyramid.
it.
Yeah, it exists. But I like those books. They weren't the best written books, but like they got you to learn about stuff.
Did they go visit the Mona Lisa in the Da Vinci Code?
You'll have to read and find out.
Okay. So there's this mall underneath the Louvre Museum, and I found a Starbucks Reserve, and I found like the You'll Be Here mug for Paris. I've been looking for one for the past like 2 days, and who knew it was at the museum this whole time.
Do you have a cute little French Starbucks teddy bear? He has a baguette, a little plush baguette in his apron. Honey, do you need an Eiffel Tower toothbrush? Because I got that here.
I finally found a souvenir that I want to buy. We finally found a French girl with her Frenchie. They have like a whole collection. They have this smartphone holder. You just kind of prop it up and then you put your phone up against it. That's pretty cute. For lunch today, we're going to this place called Chez, Alain, Miam. And this is like a cult classic sandwich shop. Some people say it even has the best sandwich in the entire world. So we're very excited. We're gonna get a few different ones and try them. I'm very hungry. Let's go. So their signature sandwich here is called the Miam, and it's a customizable sandwich where you pick the vegetables, you pick the cheese, you pick the meat, and they make it however you want. I got all veggies, I got prosciutto, I got some cheese. They toasted it, it's all melty, and we were watching the guy like constructing them. They look so good. I feel like every bite that you take, you get like a different pop of flavor. Like I just got a bite with like some zucchini, and then my other bite had like avocado. The cheese and the meat here in France on another level. And I love that this is toasted. It's almost like a panini or something. I love like melted cheese. You know that this gets a 5 out of 5. This is so good. Totally worth the line, totally worth the wait.
I'm a person that likes to go to a restaurant and be like, what's the best thing on the menu? I'll have that. Here I kind of ask what's the best, and they're like, this is the best for some person, this is the best for another person, this is the best.
There is no best.
Yeah, there is no best meat. It actually says that right here on this chalkboard. It says there's no best meat and there's no best cheese. They're just different. So I'm not even sure what I ordered, to be honest with you, because like, all I know is I got a beef. Did I get pastrami or did I get the other thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I told them to put all the veggies. I just wanted to have the authentic experience, and it looks amazing. Kitra talks about the meats and the cheeses. The bread is also a star of this show. All of this just goes together. I can't explain why it's so good, but also they have a bunch of seasoning on it. Like there was olive oil, there was some salt and peppers and other stuff on here. It's just amazing. The best way to describe it is it's amazing. 5 out of 5 Peters. This whole place gets the Ordinary Adventure Galaxy.
Sure.
Galaxy. This is a really small restaurant, so there's limited seating. And it's interesting because if you buy the sandwich to take away, it's actually cheaper than if you want to sit down here and eat it. That place was fantastic. On the way out, I noticed there was a list of awards that they have won on the door, like a mile long. So obviously word is out. We found out about this place on social media. So the people know, if you come to Paris, you want a good sandwich, come here. Another thing I noticed walking around Paris is how much people ride their bicycles. There's bikes everywhere. There's those city bikes that you can rent, but it seems like everybody just has bikes. So we found one of Paris's covered passageways. These were popular in the 19th century, and there's basically their version of a mall. Only about 20 of them exist still, but they all have these glass roofs to protect you from the rain and snow or whatever.
Wow, this is beautiful. I feel like we stepped into like a time capsule.
Yeah,
I mean, this whole city is a time capsule, but you know what I mean, to the early 1900s.
It feels like you're stepping back in time, for sure. But really what we're in search for is Stohrer. This is Paris's oldest bakery. It was founded by Nicholas Stohrer, who was once the royal pastry chef for King Louis XV's wife. This place is so cute. It really does feel like we've stepped back in time, and all the little baked desserts look so good. So what they're known for here is the baba Rhum. This is a small spongy cake soaked in rum syrup. And he originally adapted the recipe from a Polish cake and infused it with French pastry techniques, making it a staple in French cuisine. So basically, this guy is the guy that made it popular here in Paris. By the way, they do sell this in like a big cake, and then you have like these small versions, so you can just like sample.
Or you could get like a jar of them and bring them home.
Yeah, they do have a jar of them, they can bring them home. But this one has some chantilly cream on top, and he said that this should be consumed within a half an hour. So this, I'm sure the jar doesn't have the cream on it. I was gonna say that the rum flavor is very subtle, but it really knocks you in the teeth at the very end. And then I noticed there's like a puddle of it on the bottom of this like container.
They should give you a straw.
They should. Let's get me drunk. I don't think that's how it works, but this is very good. But this is an acquired taste. It's like very strong. I would still give it like a 4 out of 5 Peters. But I know Kitra's not gonna like this, so I'll
I got
forego
something
her.
else.
Yeah.
We also had to try some eclairs. We got 2 of them. We got a chocolate and a caramel. I'm gonna try the chocolate one, and we could officially check this off of our list. Eating a chocolate eclair in Paris. It looks so pretty, right?
People say their eclairs here are delightful.
Everything looked so good, it was hard to choose. So they had a milk chocolate one and a dark chocolate one. I just got the milk chocolate one because he said the dark chocolate was like very rich and you have to really love dark chocolate. So I wanted to kind of play it safe. This is so good. The cream in the center is like very fluffy and airy, and this is hands down like the best eclair that I've ever had. Listen, don't make fun of me. Everything on this list, I feel like it's like the best I've ever had, but this is so good. I want to try like every flavor. 5 out of 5.
When you're in Paris, you might notice there's a lot of patisseries and boulangeries. And if you're wondering what that means, a patisserie means that it's a pastry shop that specializes in desserts and sweet pastries. They must be operated by a certified pastry chef. And a boulangerie means that they actually bake their bread on site. So there's like no frozen, they don't like get it shipped in. They actually have to bake the bread. They're right there. That's cool because I feel like in America, it's probably all made somewhere else.
Just down the block from Stohler's, you will find the oldest chocolatier in Paris, established in 1761. This place is so freaking cute inside. I love the packaging, and there's so much to choose from. They have these like little fruits. They have so much different kinds of chocolate. They even had marshmallows that they let us try. Looks like there's some truffles. You name it.
I think my favorite is the ladybugs, but they also have like cherries as well.
Yeah, the cherries are so cute. I feel like this would be the perfect gift to bring home, like on a trip like this, you know what I mean? To like family and friends. I got like a big pack of what they call the Orangettes. Basically, it's dark chocolate with orange peel. They also had a lemon one and a ginger one. And I love like chocolate and orange together, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna like this because I got a big pack of them. Oh my god, it smells so good, so rich. Wow. Peter was saying that the inside of that store reminded him of Harry Potter, like chocolates that they would sell in Harry Potter. And this looks like a little wand, little wizard wand.
Well, it's like all the packaging.
It's just so whimsical and adorable. And the inside of this is kind of more like a jelly, but it does have that orange peel flavor, so it's a little bit tart, but mixed with that rich dark chocolate, it is just like the perfect combination.
This is one of the things they're known for here.
Yeah, this is one of their like specialties, so I had to get it. And good thing I got, this many because I'm gonna eat them all. We still have a week left in Paris, so I have plenty of time to finish them. I needed a drink to wash that down, and I saw that there was a citron frappe Fanta which is AKA a lemon Fanta. And I've never had a lemon Fanta before, so I'm very intrigued. I also wanted to point this out. Here in France, something I noticed when we've been getting bottled drinks is the caps don't fully come off. I just think that's so convenient. But like the first day we were here, I was like always ripping them off, like what is wrong with these? And then I was like, oh, I think they're supposed to be like that, so you could just kind of like pop it back on.
Yeah.
How thoughtful. I love that. It's kind of a mix between like a Sprite, a lemonade, and like a squirt. It's like very tart, but smooth at the same time. It's not at all what I thought it was gonna taste like, but it's kind of just like lemonade with like carbonation, you know? Not bad.
So the last few places that we ate from were all on this street right here. It's been like a food market of sorts since the Middle Ages, so if you're looking for some food, maybe come to this street.
Arc de Triomphe. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm so sorry. But right by our hotel, there's actually a smaller arc, and it looks just like the one that you'll find in the Wizarding World of Paris in Epic Universe. It's like,
You made fun of me for talking about how France is like...
No, but I think this one they literally based that one off of. Like, it looks exactly the same. When we first arrived here, like, I was freaking out because I felt like we were in Epic Universe. I know that's like so nerdy, but like, tell me that it's not the same. Like, it is.
It looks similar.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to visit one of the most iconic, dramatic, story-rich buildings in all of the world, and that, of course, is the Notre Dame Cathedral.
I love that they've constructed some permanent bleachers for you to just sit back and enjoy the view.
The thing about this building is that it's so intricate. So it started construction in 1163, and it was built in stages over the 12th to the 14th century. So it took hundreds of years to build this thing.
Wow, the level of detail is outstanding. There are so many little individual things to look at on here. I can't even begin to comprehend how long this took.
So if you want to go inside, all you got to do is wait in the line. The line is really long. Pro tip, make reservations in advance. You can bypass the line and it's free. Learn from our mistake because we're stuck here in the line. It seems to be moving fast though. So we're not church-going folk, but it's hard not to be in admiration of the architecture and all the artistry that went into creating this building.
Yeah, it's crazy to imagine that this is from the medieval times. Like, that it was so long ago. I love all the beautiful stained glass all throughout. I took so many photos of like every single stained glass window just because it's so beautiful.
It's also funny because they're actually having like a service or something in there, and people are just like taking selfies and stuff. So it's like a funny juxtaposition of people trying to actually do the thing that this church is for, and then other people just trying to do the tourism thing.
We actually got to hear the organ playing, which is the original organ, by the way. It did not get damaged in the fire. And we got to hear the choir singing, and it was so heavenly, so beautiful. The acoustics in there, amazing. That really, like, when we first walked in there, it was silent, and then they started like singing, and I got full body chills.
Also, we had read that you're not supposed to wear shorts when going in there, but I want to say, like, it's the middle of summer.
75% of people were wearing shorts, including me. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe don't go in like a bathing suit.
Yeah. I'm not telling you to wear shorts, but I'm just saying in the middle of summer, almost everybody, there was less people in there not wearing shorts than there were wearing shorts.
Yeah, so that
We went up and we asked, and they were like, yeah.
That's like one of the reasons we weren't sure we were going to go inside, because we only packed shorts on this trip. It's like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't be worried about that. Just be respectful.
By the way, it is scorching hot in there.
Yeah, but it is, yeah. But honestly, worth it. That was so beautiful. I was kind of hoping. So when I went to Italy like 15 years ago, we did all these like medieval churches. It was amazing. And I bought like rosaries and like holy water at a lot of them. I was really hoping to buy some holy water here, like at the gift shop. But they didn't have
They
any.
sell holy water?
Yeah.
That seems like...
I mean, they didn't here.
Yeah.
But I was hoping to buy some to add to my collection of holy waters from around
They
the
did
world.
have a gift shop on the way out.
They did, yeah. I peeped it, and they didn't have any holy... From what I could tell, they didn't have any holy water.
They did have recreations of some of the statues, the like beloved rock work in there and stuff like that. Yeah, it was some expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I found the perfect t-shirt for you.
Oh my God, nailed it. Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
It's funny, the other day I mentioned exit through the gift shop, and it looks like Shepard Fairey is going to have an exhibition here later this month. He appeared in that movie.
We gotta come back.
We got to come back. We're walking down Champs-Élysées, which is kind of like this big avenue that leads up to the Arc de Triomphe. And there's all these like little cute stands selling crepes, ice cream. I need to save room, but I kind of wanted to stop. They look so good. So this street might be the most famous street in Paris. It's basically filled with a lot of luxury brands and touristy stores. But where we're headed is to La Durée, which is the birthplace of the modern macaron. So I did my research, and the original macaron dates back to the 8th century in Italy and was brought to France in the 16th century. But those were simple, single cookies. There was no filling, no chewy center, no crisp shell. La Durée was founded in 1862, and they were the first people to use the 2 macaroon shells with a filling in the middle. So they are the creators of the modern macaron. Oh my God, this is like the ultimate gift set.
Oh my God. Why didn't we buy this on our first day here? The real question is now, what flavors are we gonna choose? So we gotta get a few of them, right? There's so many different ones.
What about the Marie Antoinette?
I mean, that one is pretty.
I like the blue one. What is that?
I think that one's the Marie Antoinette.
Oh, I thought the pink one was.
I don't know what's in it, but it looks pretty.
Whoa, this place is fancy. It feels like almost like we went back in time to like the days of Marie Antoinette.
No, it's so bougie. I love it.
Oh my God, those ice cream sandwiches look so good. Might be that it's just like so hot out. This place is so fancy, you can buy this like cooling bag.
Why didn't we do that?
Because they last like what, 12 hours at room temperature, 2 days?
12 hours at room temperature and 4 hours in the fridge. I was like, oh honey, they're not making it more than an hour before they hit my mouth and are finished. I didn't actually say that, but I was thinking that. They have a boutique, which is where I got my macarons, but they also have a fancy pants restaurant that you need a reservation for. Maybe next time we come to France, we could do that. But I decided to just get myself a box of 6 macarons. Look at how pretty this box is. Ooh. I think it was like $19.50 for a pack of 6, so that's about like a little over $3 each, which I feel like isn't that bad. I mean, macarons are always expensive, so in my mind I was like, that's a deal. I'm gonna get 6 of them. So pretty, look at them. So I got chocolate, vanilla, lemon, caramel, pistachio, and then the Marie Antoinette one, which she said was like a black tea rose something. And I was like, okay. So I'm just gonna try the chocolate one, and the real question is this as good as the one that we got at McDonald's earlier? And for reference, the ones at McDonald's, it was a 2-pack for $3. So a little bit more affordable there.
And by the way, I'm not sure if it's still this way, but the ones at McDonald's were originally made by this company. So
Yeah.
I know you're making a joke, but
I mean, the ones we had this morning were pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Peter, I think we've made a mistake. We should have got that chest full of macarons that was $75 because I want to try every single flavor. This is amazing. Lives up to the hype. I know this is kind of like a tourist trap, like, oh, when you go to France, you gotta try this, but honestly, put this on your list and try it, especially if you are a macaron fan. It's slightly cold, and it's just so delicate. I feel like I'm barely touching it, and it's like, I don't know, the crust is so like crispy, and then the center is just, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. 5 out of 5.
this is so soft. Like when my teeth just touch them, it's like they melted. It was like butter. I love caramel. I got the caramel one.
Yeah.
That's the one that, out of the 6 that Kitra got me. It's so good. Yeah, I agree. Ordinary Adventures.
Yay.
Hey, when I see Disney, I have to go in. And there's this store that has this collaboration with Stitch. Has all these cute Stitch figures. It feels like almost like a Pop Mart. Have you ever heard of this place before?
Yeah, I think they have them in America. It's like where you could buy like little collectibles and I don't think it has as big as a selection as Pop Mart, but I see a lot of Disney stuff in here.
Oh my god, they have the keychain almost like the Labubu.
Oh, cute. They even have a Stitch hat for pets.
You think it would fit on Gizmo?
Yeah, but he would hate that.
Oh my god, I found a Chip and Dale.
On this street, you'll find stores like the Apple Store and Louis Vuitton, which is currently dressed as like a suitcase or something. I've seen photos of this. They did it in New York. They did it here. I think they did it in like London. Crazy. So if you want your photo with the Louis Vuitton store, come here.
Is there a Titanic musical? I don't understand. So the Arc is in the center of this roundabout, and you'll see stupid Americans all the time trying to run through traffic to get to the other side. Don't do that. Take the underground passage. So the Arc de Triomphe is one of the most iconic landmarks in all of Paris. And it was created in 1806 by Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah, and you know what? This is gonna sound so stupid, but you know what it reminds me of being here? John Wick Chapter 4. Like, I know that's like the dumbest thing to say, but like, iconic.
It's been
so
in
good.
a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Hasn't it been in one of the Bourne movies too?
probably.
Probably.
It's been in every movie, but it is massive. I don't think like this is doing it justice how big it actually is. You could see it from so far away, and being right up next to it is jaw-dropping.
So a couple quick facts. It's 165 feet high, and it's like the height of a 15-story building, and we're gonna walk up it.
Yeah, there's no elevator. There's stairs. So we just walked like 2 miles to get here. Now we're gonna walk up it. So
Hey, when you're in Paris, you have to.
yeah, hopefully there's some seats or something up there, because by the time I get to the top, I might pass out. Directly underneath the arch is the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. This is dedicated to the 1.3 million soldiers who lost their life in World War I. And it was put here in 1921 in their honor. And they come out here and they light the torch every night at 6:30.
So there's 284 steps to get to the top, and there's no elevator unless you have accessibility issues. How many more do you think we have?
Too many.
And of course, once you make it to the top, they have a gift shop. Of course. So once you get to the top, you get panoramic views all around, 360 degrees. And I think it might be better views than the Eiffel Tower because you get shots with the Eiffel Tower too.
Yeah, I agree with that. Although I did enjoy the Eiffel Tower because there was an elevator. So pros and cons.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an elevator here if you need it. But
Yeah. If you have
Yeah.
a wheelchair, you can get up here with an elevator. And it does look like they have some ramps and stuff to help you get around.
yeah, so it is accessible. I don't know which one I like more, to be honest. So I feel like the Eiffel Tower, you're right on the river and you have like that river view.
Yeah.
But here you could see just like everything. It's kind of crazy how big Paris is.
Pro tip, time this around sunset, then you get to see the nighttime views and the daytime views. We timed it a little earlier. I thought 8:10 would be early enough to
Yeah,
get that.
we didn't realize that the sun went down at like literally 10 p.m. So we got here a little bit too early, but it is golden hour, kind of. It's still very, very beautiful. I love all like the tree-lined streets. Ugh. I really like Paris a lot.
Is that the church on the hill that we were at the other day?
I think so.
Yep, it was. I like that they have the map showing you where everything is, so you can find a landmark and then go find it on the horizon. So if you're an American coming to Paris, there's two words that are very important to learn. Bonjour. Anytime you go into the store, anytime you greet anybody, say that and they'll treat you nicely. And then you want to learn sortie. Anytime you need to get out of some place, you find the sign that says sortie, and you get out. I'm not even sure that's how you say it.
Probably not.
But I'm always pointing to like we're walking around the city and I'm like, sortie.
Yeah, that's definitely not how you say it, I'm sure.
No? Sortie? I wonder how you say it.
Sortie.
The good news is going down is a lot easier than going up. That's for sure. Well, looking at our ambitious list of food we wanted to try in Paris, we didn't quite try it all. I think there's probably going to be like 6 items we don't get to in the city proper. But tonight we're going to a restaurant that serves steak frites, and that's the only thing they serve on their menu. They're best known for. So we got here on a Thursday night at about 9 p.m. and waited about half an hour to get in. They don't take any reservations. You have to wait in line. So get here early.
So we were kind of wondering if they only sold steak and fries here, but they do have an actual menu with a few other things on it. But the main thing here is the steak, you get a fries, you get a salad, I think you get unlimited french fries, and then you get the steak for 26 euros. Not a bad deal.
And I don't think Kitra's getting the steak.
I don't know if I'm gonna get the steak. I'm not that hungry, but I did see that they have French onion soup, so I might get that. Don't judge me.
Well,
okay?
they'll let us cut that off our list.
And Peter said he would give me a bite of his steak, right?
I did not say that.
He actually, yeah.
No, I said
I
I wanted-
asked him and I was like, can I have one bite of your steak? And he was like, no.
It comes with like this mustard pepper sauce that they're famous for. I've never tried it before. And they put it over like some candles to keep it warm. So I've never seen that before. So let's try this out. The sauce is so good. It's hard to describe. I mean, it tastes mustardy and peppery. The steak, so tender. This is a good cut of steak for 26 euros. And then plus you got unlimited fries. The fries are fine. Nothing like amazing. But the steak itself, worth the trip. I'd give it a 5 out of 5 here.
And I just ordered the French onion soup, and this is unlike any French onion soup that I've ever seen before. It's so fancy, look at that. This is perfect. It's not too salty, it's not too oniony. The broth is so rich, and the cheese is perfect because we're in France. Don't hate me, but this is the best French onion soup I think I might have ever had. But it's very good, 5 out of 5. So if you don't feel like getting the steak, this is a good alternative.
Okay, I think I was being a little bit harsh about these French fries because they were like super crispy, but I didn't realize they're probably crispy because you want to dip them in the sauce and they want to hold up, not get like too soggy. And dipping them in the sauce is like the pro tip. So good. I would have dreams about this sauce. Apparently it's like a secret recipe, so like there's no way to like replicate it, but it's amazing. So I just looked it up and my meal was 26 euros, which is about $33 American, which in Paris is a pretty good deal because Paris is an expensive city. To give you an idea, my Coke Zero was over 6 euros, which, what is that, like $8 American?
There's only one more thing that we gotta see before we leave the city, and we'll show you in just a minute.
I love a strawberry side on the side next to you. No wasting time, can you tell me the truth? I'm feeling you, yeah, I'm feeling you. Oh, oh, be honest, tell me what's on your mind. Oh, baby, you, when I lay my eyes on you from afar, I could swear I thought you fell from the stars. Think about you day and night, girl, even when you're not around. I don't want it if it's not with you. Hey, I'm just keeping it straight, cause you got me feeling distracted. Let me show you the way.
We got here right on time to see the show. It happens the first 5 minutes of every hour on the Eiffel Tower.
We timed it perfectly, thank goodness. We had such an amazing time in Paris over these last 3 days. We didn't get to do everything that we wanted, but we did so much.
But you know what? That's reason to return. And we also have some Disneyland Paris videos coming up. So stay tuned for those. If you want to see more of our international adventure videos, we'll put them right over there. I want to say thank you to some of our Patreons. That includes
Rosa, Kyle, Emma, Jesse, and Liz. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next adventure.